Welcome in, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody here. First thing, before I start saying hello to some people, because of the setup I had to use to stream this today, there are no redeems. The redeems are turned off for today. I know some of you are going to be upset about that, but just the way it is. Make it so. Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome in everybody. Costa Mom, Snoopy, Brian K, Ian, John. Let's see if I'm missing anybody else. Mad Hatter, welcome in. Hatbox Ghost. Make sure you share out the stream. YouTube has been very unkind. The other day we were 2 subscribers away from 500. As you can see, we are now back up to being 9 subscribers away. So please share out the stream. I think you're gonna, if you like Star Trek and computers, I think you're gonna like what we got in store for you today. Welcome in, Cyber. So let's get started, shall we? If I can get the right screen. So this is our main program. Please disregard, you're going to see this every so often, this low voltage warning. That is on the, we're going to call it the Blueberry Pi, even though it's a Raspberry Pi. And for some reason it just does that every so often. I've actually got a lot hooked up to it right now to do this stream. But what you didn't see last time that I wanted to do, and this is why it's a special stream and I've had to use a third setup, is for today we are also going to be streaming from a secondary camera that's actually going to show you the LCD panel with the LED lights that I have set up. So now I'm going to explain some of that before we go into it. So I'm going to go back to my full camera. So if we look at the back of the Raspberry Pi, whoops, that's the wrong one, I'm sorry. So this is the back of the touchscreen that I just showed you. Over here we have the touch panel control board that controls the display and the touchscreen of that little screen. Over here we have the Raspberry Pi 4, or you guys can call it a Blueberry Pi 4 if you want, but it's actually a Raspberry Pi 4. And then up here we have the 5 LED lights that I've added, the red, yellow, green, white, and blue. As you will see when we're running through the systems, those will change periodically. So right now we're obviously on condition green. You guys seen this, saw this before in the first update. But if we go to yellow alert, what you guys didn't see before is you saw the screen change, but you didn't see over here. You didn't see the LED lights change.
Alert, yellow alert, all station, yellow alert. Alert, yellow alert, all station, yellow alert.
So I'm just going to run through a couple of the LEDs. Like if we do the intercom, you saw that it lit up the button white before, but it will also update the white LED over here to go on and off with that button press. And this is actually touchscreen. I'm just using the mouse to control it so that it's easier for you guys to see it. So we're going to go over some of the updates that I made. Alright, so one of the first things we added was being able to, if any of you watch Star Trek Discovery, to be able to go to black alert and then spore jump. So we're going to go ahead and initiate black alert.
Black alert.
And you notice the blue LED is now flashing.
Black alert. Black alert.
And then if we go into navigation, we can activate the spore jump. And then we automatically returns us to condition green. Alright. Actually, I am going to do this one next because it does require a restart. Not a restart of the stream, just a restart of the Pi. In the settings, I have now added the ability for the user to decide whether they want the mouse cursor, as you see the mouse is here, or not. So if we turn off the mouse, it's going to tell you what's going to happen.
System will reboot to disable mouse cursor.
So you notice that on the panel here, the Raspberry Pi is actually rebooting. We'll give that a moment to reboot. And it does, this program actually is designed to load right into the program. You'll see a brief splash screen of the desktop of the Raspberry Pi, but it then will initiate the program automatically.
Please specify how you would like to
And we are
proceed,
back into
sir.
the program, but you notice now we don't have any mouse. We can't tell where we're clicking. This is basically for if you want to just touch screen. So we're going to go ahead and re-enable the mouse. But I added that ability
to enable mouse
for the
cursor.
user to decide whether they want the mouse or not. So it's going to reboot one more time just to enable the mouse so that you guys can see what I'm clicking on. And it doesn't take long to boot to reboot. Like I said, you're going to see a lightning bolt every so often, and you may even see a message down here that says low power mode. Just disregard that. It's just too many things plugged into the Pi right now.
Please specify how you
Okay,
would
now
like
we're
to
back
proceed,
up.
sir.
Okay. So another thing, and I'm not going to keep shutting it down and on and off. I'm going to show you in a bit what it can actually do. But if we go into settings, apparently I have to pet my cat first. So the LED lights are now remembered. So if we were to turn off the LED lights, you notice they're no longer flashing. If the system was to be restarted, it would remember that we turned off the LED lights. Or if we turn them back on, it would remember that they're on. Same thing with the sounds. They're now remembered by the system. So if we turn off the background sounds and we were to restart, it would restart with no background sound. If we turn it on, it would remember the last sound that we selected, and if you remember, we have 4 different sounds we can select from. Let's see, I have a list so I can remember all this. Okay. Oh, yeah, we'll go, let's see. So now, let's go back to the main menu. Click that off so you guys can see. Now if we, before we had the warp button, and it would play the warp video, but that would be it. Now if we click warp, it plays the warp video. But now we also have down here we have a flashing warping label to let you know that it's actually warping. And this is also remembered, so if you shut it down right now and start the program back up, you would still be in warp. It remembers that. And since we're in warp, let's go ahead and do our next feature we added. let's separate the saucer section. So now the saucer is separated, and again, this is another function that the system will remember. So if we go into settings, system info, and I'm gonna hide the external camera for a second, it's gonna say saucer separated, yes. And if you reboot the system, it will remember that it is separated. So, Galaxy Quest, wrong show, Ian. So, since we're on here, if you noticed last time when we went to the system display, it automatically read it. Now it does not. If you want it to read the screen, you can actually hit read screen. Otherwise, it just displays it, and then you can just click out of it whenever you want. So, and let's see. So we did the ship. So we did the saucer separation. Okay, we did the background sound, the LED, the turn on and off the mouse. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. A couple more things. So this isn't a long video, but we added some weapon functions that were not were not here before. So last time in our weapon section,
cannot be used while ship is separated.
Oops, I cannot use the weapon system because the ship is separated. And in order to join, to reattach the saucer section, we do have to drop out of warp. So let's go back to warp. So we now, if we go back, we are no longer warping. Go back to tactical and reattach the saucer. The system is designed that if certain things are not met, the system will not perform. It will give you a warning saying it cannot do that while this is on. Mad Hatter, it's funny you should mention that. I do have a Borg video on here as well. Like I said, this is just a quick update. Okay, so now we could go back to menu. Oh, what the heck did I do? Apparently I separated the ship again by mistake. I don't know how I did that, but somehow I did. See, Coaster Mom? You cursed me in that stream, so now we have technical difficulties. See? So now we gotta separate finish separating the saucer apparently and reattach it before I can show you the weapon system. Alright, let me clear this low voltage out. Attach the saucer again. But let's hope we don't have another random attachment.
Velocity to 1/2 meter per second.
Oh, Ian, I told Costa Bob that since she cursed me in the other channel, that if I had technical difficulties, I was blaming her. But you're right, Costa Mom is definitely no CeeLo. We haven't run into lag yet, so that's good. Okay, now let's make sure we click on the right button this time. Main menu. Thank you. Okay, now Ian, you can say everyone to battle station. Oh, let me... And you notice the red LED is on. I forgot to turn that camera back on. So if we go into our weapon systems, before we just had the phasers and the regular homing torpedo. We now also have multiple torpedoes.
Target that explosion and fire.
Fire!
Oh, I did not say you were CeeLo, Mom. That's for sure. And quantum torpedoes we also have now. And you notice it does do the counts on the torpedoes respectively. If we use quantum, it takes it off the quantum. If we use multiple or single, it takes it off the regular torpedoes. We'll do the quantum one more time. Notice we are at 12. It shoots 4 quantum torpedoes, so we are down to 8. So if we go back to our main menu, let's see. Okay, I want to make sure that I didn't forget anything. Because we're actually... There was a lot of updates, but we ran through them pretty quickly, actually. Okay, so I am going to currently show you what the system actually remembers. And by doing how I'm going to do that is actually to go into
Level
the
9
program.
authorization required.
And I don't remember actually which code I'm using. So we're going to go into settings real quick and see who is logged in. Oh, it's me. Okay. It's me. So settings, edit program.
Level 9 authorization required.
Type in my command code.
Identity confirmed. Recognize Fleet Captain Riddle.
Priority clearance recognition, Alpha 1.
So this is the Raspberry Pi. This is the folder of the app. Okay. The file that contains the stored information is a hidden file, so we need to show hidden files. And then if we go into my text editor, this is everything that the system remembers. And I'm going to try to read this the best I can because it's kind of small for me. So it remembers. Apparently I'm putting my other glasses on so I can actually see. So it remembers your username and your password and your rank. Remembers how many torpedoes you have. It remembers whether your ship is docked with the space station or not. It remembers whether you have your mouse on or off. Let's see. It remembers whether the LEDs are on or off, and what LED status they were on. It remembers the sound is on or off, and what your last sound was. It remembers if your ship is separated or not. It remembers if you are at warp. And I believe that's it. So the system stores all those options automatically. And anytime you reboot, it will call this file up to load those settings. And since we are in this, and the only way to get back into the program is to actually go into the code anyway. For anybody that is interested, the current code is now just about 3,000 lines of code for this program. So we're going to go ahead, run the program one more time to show you the last thing,
Please
which was
specify how
just
you
a
would
slight
like to
change.
proceed, sir.
We did the self-destruct last time, but the last time it did the self-destruct, it basically just restarted the program. It is now designed to actually shut down the Pi completely on self-destruct. So we're going to go ahead and initiate everyone's favorite self-destruct.
Level 9
Oh, actually, no.
authorization
Before we
required.
initiate the self-destruct, there is one more
Self-destruct
thing.
sequence has been terminated.
Under tactical, we can also launch a probe. I almost forgot that part. So we can launch a probe now. So now we will do the self-destruct.
Level 9
Everyone's favorite.
authorization required.
And I'm going to enter my code. And I am going to try to turn off some lights a little bit, just so that you can hopefully see the LEDs a little better. There you go. Because the LEDs are kind of cool on this.
Identity confirmed. Recognize Fleet Captain Riddle.
Auto-destruct sequence armed.
Computer. This is Admiral James T. Kirk. Request security access. Computer. Destruct sequence 1. Code 1. 1A.
Welcome in, CeeLo.
Computer. Commander Montgomery Scott, Chief Engineering Officer. Destruct sequence 2. Code 1. 1A. 2B.
Computer, this is Commander Pavel Chekhov, acting science officer. Destruct sequence 3.
You wish you could gamble that much, John
Code
B.
1B.
I think you got too many
2B.
zeros in there.
3.
Destruct sequence completed and engaged. Awaiting final code for 1 minute countdown.
Code 0, 0, 0. Destruct. 0.
Destruct sequence is activated.
My lord, the ship
If you
appears
know
to be
anybody that's interested in Star
How
Trek,
can
make
that
sure
be?
to definitely share
They're
this
hiding.
stream out. They
Yes,
might
sir.
find it
But the
interesting.
bridge seems to be run by computer. It is the only thing speaking.
Speaking? Let me hear.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Get out!
3,
Get out of there! Get out!
1.
And it will shut down the Pi now completely. And the Pi is now off. So those are the updates that I have made. Does anybody have any questions? Or any questions related to my app or Star Trek? Where's the button? The whole screen's a button, Costa Mom. Thank you, Ian. Costa Mom will be happy to know I've toyed around with it a little bit. There's nothing in the app yet, but I am working on adding transporters to the app. John, I've been working on this on and off for about a month and a half. That's a good question, Costa Mom. They actually call all first officers in Starfleet number one. I assume it's because they're the number one in line to take over if something happens to the commanding officer. That's a good option too, Mad Hatter. I should write that. I should write some of these suggestions down. A battle bridge for when separated. But well, if anybody, when I've actually finished it, if anybody would like a copy, I can compress the file, and if you have a Raspberry Pi, I'm sorry, a Blueberry Pi, and want to install it, you're more than welcome to. I tried, Costa Mom. I tried to take some of Max's hairstyling tips last night to heart. I know it's not as good as his, but I tried. So, but thank you all for coming in. Again, make sure if you haven't already hit to please hit that like button. And share out the stream if anybody is if you know anybody interested in Star Trek or programming. And thank you all for watching and coming in, and I will see you elsewhere on the internet. And that did not work for some reason. Oh, because I don't have my end screen program. This is a new setup, so I didn't have my end screen. So I'm just going to say thank you for watching, and we'll see you next